Greetings, Wars of the Ring. My name is Strider656. Welcome back to War of the Ring content, which I know a lot of you prefer over my other random stuff. I'm very excited about this video. This is my first game of the 2024 League. I'm the league organizer this year, which is very exciting. So the way the league works is we are required to play like a minimum number of games. This is a lone league, so the minimum requirement is 14. And once we had 14 games, then we get our win rate plus 50%. Yeah, 50% of our win rate in our unplayed games to boost the score. Until then, the scores are kind of low. And you get 1 point if you win. You get 0.1 for playing a game. So my first game this year is against the Lego Quill. And he's my nemesis. So what I mean by that is that I always have the worst luck against him. So here we go. I'm playing free. He's playing Shadow. And I have alternate Boromir and alternate Gimli. Everyone else is the same. So hope you enjoyed this one. And let's see what happens in this game. I have the last battle drawn, Gwahir the Windlord. Only going to view my hand. He allocated one eye. He rolled Palantir, 2 characters, a hybrid, and 2 musters. And I rolled character, 2 musters, a hybrid, and a Will of the West. So he starts by drawing a strategy card. I decide to move the Fellowship right away. What's the chance of getting hit? I do get hit. And draws a 2. And I decide not to lose again if I just take the Corruption. Because it's loam. So you have him for longer. He moves Isengard down the track. I decide to muster the Elves down 1. He musters Sauron to war. I decide to do the traditional movements of Westamnet and Old Forest Road. He brings Gothmog in, because Sauron's at war. I decide to move the Fellowship again, hoping that he doesn't hit. He doesn't. And now he moves from Barad-dûr to Gorgoroth with his character. I bring Galadriel in to prevent any eyes from happening. He decides to use his character to move these guys up to Morannon, showing that he's probably going the dew line. That's turn 1. Turn 2, I draw Horn of Gondor, and what just happened there? Oh, I drew a character card by accident, so I put it back and I drew King Brandsman. Fellowship, okay, he allocates 1 eye because he has to, rolls 2 more. And then including Gothmog. And then I roll a character with Galadriel. But I decided that I don't want to move that much. I'd rather use that Palantir for Palantir use, so I can play King Brandsman. So I decided to not play that. He asks if I'm going to run, but my decision, I'm thinking I'm going to move Aragorn and crown him this turn, because I can use Gwahir Windlord to get him all the way down to here, which I do. And I decide to, he puts Lord of the Elven Rings out. All right. All right, and I decide to move him in to Dol Amroth. He's preparing for Shadow's Gather. It's pretty obvious. I decide to flip Aragorn, and I have my extra die. He moves them to Southern Rovanian with his characters. Now I see he's going to Shadow's Gather up. I'm going to surprise him now with King Brandsman. And I draw through a day and a night. You play Shadow's Gather, big surprise. I move the Fellowship, and I am hit again with an eye. I do not want to have an eye now, so I decide to give him Galadriel, and he draws another eye. So that's BS. I'm not very happy right now. I remember being very upset about this because the chances are so low that he's going to draw another eye after that. But that's the game. Start to the Corruption. I decide to take a random because most of these guys are 1s now, and of course I draw Gandalf. So really bad luck for me, Corruption-wise. He brings the Chief out. And we go to the next turn. I will go alone and help unlooked for. He allocates an eye. Rolls two more. No, he allocates 2 eyes. Rolls no more. And then Galadriel rolls an eye for him. So he remembers to change his die result from the Lord of the Elven Rings effect I decide to flip the Fellowship to start. He brings the Balrog in. Now I play Horn of Gondor. And I change my mind to move the Fellowship instead. And he hits me and draws another eye. And the Balrog draws an eye. So he drew all 4 eyes in a row, I believe. Let me just check. He drew all 4 eyes to start the game. So Legolas dies to the eye. The Balrog comes in, and Moria draws Smeagol. So I'm at 4 corruption, but I'm outside of Moria, and the Balrog did die at least. He decides to move the Witch King onto me and move these guys up. What I could do here is I could always attack the Witch King, but I don't see that, at least right now. But I don't have the elves at work. So I decided to flip the Fellowship. He plays Candle of Corpses and gets 2 more corruption on me. He draws a character card from it. I will go alone to help out. I move Gimli. That was illegal, actually. I moved him to Northern Ravanian. That was an illegal play. Oh, well, we didn't catch it in the game. Because he can go 1, 2, and then 1 additional. So he could have gone here or here. He could not have gone there. That's a mistake. But we didn't catch it. Sorry about that, Lego. It does impact the game as we go. He decides to use Black Captain Commands with the Witch King and draw with it. He's supposed to draw his card first, but he does not play a card and doesn't hit. And I get 3 back. He presses. I think about it for a bit. I decide to stay. Because I do have Confusion I could play. Which I do. And he doesn't confuse himself at all, so he gets 2 hits back. And I get 3 back. So at least they're hitting hard. So then they go up. I decide to move Gimli into Erebor. That should not have happened. And Aragorn into away. He plays Dreadful Spells on Erebor. Gets 1. And I decide to take an elite for that. He decides to attack me in Erebor. And the dwarves move down. I feel so bad about the mistakes. So we'll go to the next turn. I draw You Know the Way There and Red Arrow. I allocates 1 eye, rolls no more. And Galadriel rolls an eye again. So he gets another hybrid for that. I decide to move the guy from Old Forest Sword to Dale to take the point back. And to move the guys from Westamnet to Ford's Visor. He plays Half-Orcs and Goblin Men on Erebor. Decided to play You Know the Way There because I need better tiles. So now we'll have a lot more Smeagol's in the pool. He changes the Witch King, but realizes he can't because he's not at war. Alright, he attacks Erebor instead. I play a Daylight against him using my last battle. He plays Silver of Orthanc. And he gets 1 hit. And I get 1 back. He presses. I shouldn't have gotten that hit, by the way, if you're going to count the plays, because Gimli should not be able to be there. All right, so he decides to press. I play no quarter on it. He plays Desert Battle. He does kill. He does take it, and I get 2 back or 3 back with the no quarter. I decide to muster in Iron Hills. He brings Saruman into Orthanc. Now I decide to pass, and I'm going to wait. My idea is I'm going to move the Fellowship for the last actions. Maybe play Horn of Gondor. He decides to move the guys from Nirn to Gorgoroth and the guys from Farharad to Nihirad. I pass. He uses his army to condense towards East Rune, and towards Minas Morgul, going out towards Gondor. With the Fellowship here, I missed my first safe movement. He plays Cool Weather, puts me back in Moria. I decide I'm not going to move again because I don't want to deal with it. He decides to use his army to condense onto East Rune, and he decides to go to West Horondor, showing he probably does not have Corsairs of Umbar. And we go to the next turn. I draw Winds from the West and Dane Ironfoot's card. So now I have an idea coming up. I've moved the Fellowship, and he moves the Witch King for free. He allocates one eye, rolls one more. I use my Will of the West to get Gandalf, and I decide I'm going to wait because I want to be annoying first because he can't get rid of it with Day Without Dawn yet. So I decide to bring an elite into Iron Hills. He moves South when Slings down. I attack Airborne with these guys. He moves the Southern Easterns all the way to war, and now I play Dane Ironfoot's card outside. So I like this play a lot. I think it's fun to play these muster cards outside. Now I have quite the force in the outside of it. He moves his guys here. I attack Airborne, no card. I get one hit, and he gets two back. I decide to press to see if I can get it, and I do not hit any hits, and he gets one hit back. So that's done. Let's give it to us in the pool, which is helpful to him because he can continue to cycle with the Witch King ability. I move Gandalf into Fangorn. He attacks Erebor from Iron Hills. I'm going to play a Scouts to get out of there for sure, so I leave. I also have a large force in Dale. So the duel line is becoming a nightmare for him. I pass as he puts Shelob's Lair in the pool. I decide to draw a strategy card using the Palantir. See if I can get something good. He decides to play Gates Are Closed and draw another character card. Now we go to the next turn. I draw Mirror of Galadriel and Celeborn's Galadrim. Fellowship okay. He allocates one, rolls no more. And I roll lots of movement. I decide to move the Elves to war because I'm thinking I'm going to make the Dew Line a nightmare for him. He plays Wormtongue. And now I see it. I'm like, wait a second. Well, not yet. I want to play Winds from the West to see his hand. Then I realize that I can't because there's so many on the table. I think getting rid of Gates Are Closed here, but I decide not to. And instead just not to play that yet. And I move the Fellowship. He does 0 reveal. He plays Morgul Wound on me. Did he get the hit in the reroll out of curiosity? That'll be significant. He does. Okay. With the Fellowship, he plays Sword from the East. I decide to put an elite in Woodland Realm. He plays Orcs Multiplying again. In Dol Guldur and Minas and Gundabad. He passes. I passed. Now he's moving in. Now I'm worried. I'm like, wait a second. This force here, I can attack them. So now I attack Witch King. I didn't realize I could. I decided to play Shield Wall here. He plays Words of Power, so I only get one reroll. But I had to get 3 5s. I get 2 6s on the combat, and my reroll is a hit. So he does hit twice. And that turns up being 1, so I just take a regular. Witch King's dead. If I'd seen that earlier, then the Morgul Wound wouldn't have hit, and he wouldn't have been able to land on me, because I would have killed that army. But I just saw it later. So now he decides to move his giant troop for his 6 forces from South Arendelle and Vale to Parth Celebrant and Moraine up to Daggerlad. I play Celeborn's Galadrim, and I draw Swords and Eriador. He decides to do a voice ability to muster 1 in North, 1 in South, and 1 in Orthanc. I move an elite to Woodland Realm, and then I decide not to. I decide instead to play. I realize I don't have any dwarves left, so I decide instead to move Gondor down. He moves out to his Gileath, and that's turn 6. Turn 7, now I have all my dice. I draw Athelas and Grimbjorn. Allocates an eye. Rolls 1 more. This time Galadriel doesn't help him out. Start moving the Fellowship. He misses totally. He musters a regular in Dol Guldur and a regular in South Dunland. I could do military here, but I'm not feeling it right now because he can muster a lot by the time I get there. I move the Fellowship again. Somebody does hit, does a 0 reveal. So I'm not going to be moving anymore. He decides to muster. What do you do? A Star and regular to Dulglador and one to Southdunland again. I flip the Fellowship. He attacks his Gileath. I think about playing his Scouts here, but I figure it's going to be hard for him to roll 2 6s, so I do no card. He does get 2 6s, and I get nothing back. So not happy about that, but it happens. And Gondor moves down. I just realized I put the wrong force to war. What happened there? Yeah, there we go. So I'm able to muster an elite in Minas Tirith. He attacks Minas Tirith, it's under siege. I decide to start mustering Pelargir to be annoying. He moves the guys to his Gileath and to here. What I could do is I could do a surprise here. And I could bring Elrond in to force him to go last, and then I could see if I can get a military victory. I think about that, but I don't. I play Athelas instead, and I get nothing for healing, which is awful because that he was able to get healing with healing corruption with Candle of Corpses, and Athelas is kind of like that anti-card. All right, I decide instead to. He decides to move 3 guys to Losterneck and the guys from Parth Gellerbrand down to Eastonnet, and that should move these guys down. Oh, it doesn't activate, and I think about going down, and I decide not to. This is like the idea. I said I don't. I decide not to do it. Instead, I move the elite to Edenmore, and I move the guys from Fords to Helm's Deep. Turn 8, I draw Bilbo's Song, and every little is a gain. He allocates an eye, rolls no more. I roll lots of characters here. I decide to move the Fellowship right away. I miss. At least Quill Weather's gone. He moves an Orc on there and moves one guy down to Fold. Now because Rohan should be moving down, but they just don't activate. So with the Fellowship again, he misses again on both rolls. He plays Falcon in the Deep, draws Smeagol. I move the Fellowship again. He hits and draws a 2. And I use Horn of Gondor, and I random into Smeagol, which sucks. Because I would like to lose somebody else, because there are so many Smeagol tiles in the pool. Maybe it would have been better to just take that corruption, because I did have 2 Smeagol tiles left, and now they're all gone. Now Boromir is the guy we shall get it's in the pool, but I do have Winds from the West to get rid of that if I need to. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm definitely going to be in Mordor this turn. Alright. He goes from Fold to Edoras. He takes it, but he doesn't activate them because it wasn't an attack. I decide to play Winds from the West, and I get rid of, I think about to get rid of. And when I look at the pool, I realize that the gates are closed are not going to fail. So instead, I decide to play We Shall Get It. Get rid of that. Oh no, I tried to get rid of the gates are closed. But I decided to use the character die for that. He musters. He does the the voice ability to bring 2 elites into Orthanc. I decide to play every little as a gain here, just to get more troops, and I do get Guards of the Citadel, which is great. He plays Rage of the Dundonlings, and now they're all outside. They're going for Rohan. I decide to draw a character card. He plays On They Went, and I play Elven Rope. And then he decides to move into Fords of Eisen and into Druidane. Probably trying to burn the Path of the Moses. I don't have it though. Turn 9, I'm in Mordor. I draw 3 Rings of the Elven King and Wisdom of Elrond. The hunt pool is pretty nasty. Let's look at it. Because now all the eyes are back in the pool. But I do have a lot of standard tiles still in it. All the 3s. I do have a 0. But this is a pretty nasty hunt pool. Allocates 2 eyes and rolls 1 more. And I decide to use the Will of the West to start going for military here because he rolled 3 Palantirs and a muster. So I don't see there's potential I could actually do it. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to pivot. He gives me a ring to muster an elite in Moria. I attack Moria. He plays Pits of Mordor to get 2 more regulars in there. And 2 in Dol Guldur and 2 in Minas Morgul. When I was out of musters, you might have shot in the Misty Mountains though. I decide to bring Elrond in. He attacks Withered Heath from Osgiliath. I could play Scouts here. I could also play Confusion. I decide to Scouts and he plays Great Host. I decide to go away and I go back to Polar Gear so I can reinforce. So I bring another Gondor leader in Polar Gear, and I bring a regular Tellurian so he can't just walk in with those 4 units. That's what I was thinking. He musters the Mouth and Minas Morgul. I decide to bring another elite into Polar Gear. I think I'm out of elites at this point. Oh, I have 1 elite left. He plays Rowan Saruman Toil, and I move the Fellowship and draw an eye. So I use a guide ability for all 3 of these. So it doesn't. So Warn will not trigger, but I am still revealed. All right, let's turn over to turn 10. After Rangers of the North and Insta Wake, I get rid of Mirror of Galadriel. Allocates 1 eye and rolls a bunch more. So now there's a chance that I could do a military here again. So I flip Gollum and Casualties. I said to flip the Fellowship to start, so he can't hurt me. If I build a Song to heal. Maybe it would have been smart to go for military here. I don't know. Could have. Could. He attacks Helm's Deep from forwards, puts him under siege. I decide to draw a character card. I can challenge with the king. Now I think I could possibly get some eyes out of the pool with Strider, with Aragorn. He attacks Dale. I decide to play Confusion on them. He plays They're Terrible on me. He gets 3 hits. And I get 2 + 1, so I get 3 back. Whoops, well, looks like we made a mistake there. That's okay. I made a mistake earlier, so let's call it even. I play Rangers of the North on Dale, I get 1, and I get an elite in here. He plays Shadows Moving. This is to move 4 forces. You can see he's moving. He's condensing his forces up in the Dale area, out here, out from Minas Morgul to North Ithilien, out from forwards, up from here, and up into to reinforce his army in Helm's Deep. I decide to bring an elite into Woodland Realm. He decides to move from North Ithilien to Osgiliath, and now I decide I'm going to go for military victory. He moves all his leadership to Osgiliath. I decide to attack Umbar. I have to take 1 out. Alright, I draw Riders of Theoden and 5 Galadriel. Allocates 1 eye, rolls 1 more. I roll a good roll for this. Maybe I should start with the character instead. But I decide to attack Umbar, no card. He gets no hits, and I do not hit back. If I had played Valor, I don't have Valor though. Wouldn't have helped. Alright. I decide to play Charge. And I still don't hit. He doesn't hit. And then I press again. He would both hit each other. And I'm up to 3. And now he decides he wants to stop this military thing from happening. He's got plenty of dice to do it. So he decides to move all of his guys from Osgiliath to West Horondor. Where's the other troops he moved? The Mouth, let's see. And he moves some guys into Polar Gear. I decide to draw a character card because I'm looking for ways to protect myself. He plays The Ring Is Mine. I decide to move Aragorn to I think when we just move Aragorn to Dol Amroth, is that my intention is to play Challenge of the King. I'm going to play Ents first. So he does attack Umbar. I muster an elite because I'm anticipating Corsairs from there. I bring an elite in. He flips him out to attack Umbar. I play a Daylight and he gets 2 hits. And I get nothing back. He presses and he gets his hits. And I do not. I got 1 back. So that was miserable for me. I decide I'm going to still... But his military is still far away. The corruption I'm still kind of worried about. I decide to muster an elite in Bree. He musters an elite in Umbar. He's showing me he definitely has Corsairs. I play Ents Awake to get 1 hit. And Challenge of the King. And I draw Elven Rope. one reveal, and on and they went. Horrible. Say waste, and I give him the ring so I can move again. But I also think I might use it to get the 3 rings. Attacks Helm's Deep. Gets 2 hits with his character. Doesn't play a card. I get 3 back. He stops. And I decide to... I think for a while I decide to muster an elite into Carrick. He decides to move to reinforce Helm's Deep and move his guys from Minas Morgul out because the military is non-existent for me now at this point. I decide to move the Fellowship. I do draw 1. He does play We Shall Get It. 9 out of 13 tiles are worse. And he draws the Elven Rope. So I appreciate that. So I'm feeling okay. 3 away. I'm at 4 corruption. I've drawn Great Company, Aemir, son of Aemond. He rolls 4 eyes. I rolled a 5th eye with Elrond. So yeah, I decided to play 3 rings of the Elven King. So if in case that he draws an eye, I can cancel it. But I get nothing back. He attacks Helm's Deep. And plays Threats and Promises. Gets 2 hits. And I get nothing back. He presses, gets 1 more hit. I get 1 back. Presses again, does not hit, and I do not hit back. I put 5 Galadriel on the pool. Attacks Helm's Deep. Maybe I shouldn't move here. I don't know what to do at this point. He attacks Helm's Deep, no card. He does not hit. I do not hit, and I decided to move the Fellowship, and there's the red eye. So this is looking really bad for me. So I go straight up to 9 corruption and move back. Attacks Helm's Deep again. No card. Does not get a hit. Gets his hit. And I do not hit back. I decide to flip the Fellowship so he can't hurt me. He musters an elite in Umbar. I decide I don't want to move anymore. So I just move all the guys from Old Forest Road up into Woodland Realm. He attacks with Corsairs of Umbar. Maybe I should be moving down instead to go for military. But I'm worried that he's going to get his military victory if I do that. Turn 13. He reminds me I had muster left, so I decide to muster an elite in Bree. So, alright, we go on to the next turn. I draw power 2 Great House of the Stewards, does not help at all. And I roll like 1 movement to Palantirs, but I accidentally forget that Elrond is gone, so I do keep my action of doing that. That kind of screws my order. That wasn't my plan, but it's fine. So I do draw into Elven Cloaks. Text DA. I play Daring Defiance. He's got a force of 6 and 3, but it cancels We Come to Kill. And he gets 2 hits. I get 2 back. I stop. He stops. I move the Fellowship and draw a 1 reveal. So now I'm up to 10. It's to give it to us, so I go back. I'm worried about character cards here, so I decided to give him my last ring to flip the Fellowship. He attacks DA. I use House of the Stewards again. He plays Words of Power against me, but Brave Stand still works. So he gets no hits, and I get 3 back. He stops. I pass. He decides to draw a character card. I attack Dale. Why not? I play Valor. I get 3 hits total. He gets 3 back. I decide to press here. He stays. No card. He gets 1 hit. I get 3 back. He presses. He goes to Erebor. He attacks Lamden from DA. I don't know. I'm confused by this move, to be honest. I don't really get it. But he does hit it, and I don't hit back. So that's taken care of. I decide to attack Erebor, just to block them off, to make this hard for him. He decides to move his guys from Lamden. Okay, so he's just trying to condense. And his Gileath, Polar Gear. I decide to muster a regular in Dale and a regular in Bree. He flips the mouth in order to move forces around. Now he's moving these 9 out. Maybe he's going to go around here if he needs to. and he moved from Helm's Deep to Fords of Eisen, and from Lambda to Amroth. For the next turn, I draw Kieran Ships, Wizard Staff. I'm hoping for Mithril Coat. I did not draw it, though. Alright, so I decided to put Elven Cloaks in the pool to start. He decides to play King is Revealed. I draw a character card. I'm hoping I can get some kind of like Mithril Coat, but no, not there. He draws a strategy card. I move the Fellowship, and he draws Shelob. And he goes to Shelob 5. So that was a very unlucky game for me. Good job, Lego Quill. Not the way I want to start my league, but it is what it is. My luck is horrendous against Lego Quill. Let me know what you would have done. Should I shift to military earlier in the game? What do you think? How could I have saved this game? Thank you guys for watching. This was the fastest 14-game recap I've ever done. However, I didn't really read the dice results. But tell me what you think. And thank you, Lego Quill. Let's look at the stats before we go. As you can see, I was negative on wills. I was plus on hybrids, which shows it should probably have been a military game. He was minus on eyes. But let's look at the rolls to see what they looked like for combat. Pretty even on combat. He got his hits mainly on the hunt. That's where his sixes were. So, thank you for watching. And please feel free to like and subscribe. And see you in the next one, everyone. Take care. Bye.